us to look at the hometown of Jesus. Who knows who Jesus is? Who are the parents of Jesus? Mary and Joseph. Where was the hometown of Jesus? Somebody? Nazareth, exactly. So Jesus was raised up in Nazareth. Like now, where is your hometown? Where do you come from? Somebody. For me, I have grown up in a place called in Kirinyaga County, okay? And born in Kirinyaga. But Jesus was born where? Somebody? Where was Jesus born? In? Exactly. Jesus was born in Bethlehem. But then he was raised up in Nazareth by who? By raised up by who? The parents of Jesus. Mary and
Joseph.
Exactly. So, Jesus was born in Nazareth, and we have this one in Luke chapter 2, verse 40. Luke chapter 2, verse 40. This shows us where Jesus was born. But before we reach there, when Jesus was not yet born, Mary was pregnant and they went in Bethlehem. What did they go to do? That is out of topic, but they went to Nazareth for a consensus. Why? Because they were in the lineage of who? The lineage of David. They were in the lineage of David. So when they went in Bethlehem, and then it was now time for Jesus to be born, they tried to look for a place in the inn, which means that they were trying to get into some place. They were going everywhere and knocking. Okay? Like now when I knock, what do? When I knock in your house, or let me say there is someone who is getting in. When a person knocks in this door, what will happen? What will happen? Quickly. I maybe open the door to check who is outside. Okay? But when they knocked at the door, the people in that place never liked them. Why? Because they heard the story that they were bearing a Messiah. So they could not believe it. It was hard for them to take it. So the moment they saw that it was who? Mary and Joseph. They just told them, no, stay outside. And then crossed the what? The door. Okay? Then went to another home. What could you have done? Maybe it were you were in that house. What could you have done? Would you have allowed them inside? Would you have allowed them inside? Like now, let's say I come in this school, you never knew me, and then I say, I'm Jesus, I can heal you. Okay? I can heal you. I can, what could you do? Could you just agree to me? Could you just agree to what I'm saying? The same case, it was hard for them to take in that Mary and Joseph would bear a Messiah. You understand now? So there was no one who wanted them in their houses, so they locked them outside. And when it was about for, like now, how are you born? How are you born? Your mother went to the hospital and bought you for some cash. Who knows? Who have an idea? Where did you come from? You come from Moranga. That is a place. Where did you come from? Like, how are you born? Do you have any idea? You in your mother's? Exactly. So that is how Jesus was born. So when it was time for him to be born, and then Mary could not bear it at all, then they saw a manger somewhere. What is a manger? Who knows what a manger is? Cows, where cows live. Is that true? Who are you saying no? You have an answer? Yeah, even cows. Where the cows eat. Okay? So how is that place? You know, when you're giving your cows fresh what? Fresh foods. Let me call them foods of glass. You have to remove the ones that were in yesterday. Okay? So I'm assuming that that place had some, let's say, some glasses. So that is the place where Mary laid herself. So that to be a who? Jesus. Okay? And then they bear Jesus. And that was the time of King Herod. It was the time of King who? Herod. King Herod. And one of the wise men, those wise men those wise men are the people who had studied the things about the stars. So they saw a star, and they had heard that there could be born a Messiah. So they took their gifts to take them to Jesus. And where did they come from? They came from the east. That is why they were called the wise men from the east. From the east. So when they made up that they are going to see Jesus, they saw that star. Then they went to that country. Let me read the verse that in that Bible. But meanwhile, Jesus was born in Bethlehem. Bethlehem on a what? On a manger. And what did we say a manger is? Where the cows and the goats eat. So in the inn means inside. Let's say inside a house or a room, okay? Yes. So he was born in a manger because there was no place in the inn. Then the next one was about how the wise men knew that Jesus was going to be born. The baby Jesus was going to be born. That one is in Matthew. So, Jesus was born in the town of Bethlehem in Judea. During the same time, Herod was king. Soon afterwards, some men who studied the stars came from the east to Jerusalem. So they went to Jerusalem. That was during the reign of King Herod. That was when King Herod was who? Was the king. Because they couldn't have the president like we have our president. They had kings. Okay? So, and King Herod knew that, also thought that this Messiah would come to lead the people. Okay? Like now, who is the prefect in our class? So who is the prefect in our class? So the moment you step down and then I choose someone else, how do you feel? Will you feel okay? Will you be happy? No, exactly. That is how King Herod felt during that time. He felt that this Messiah would make him to step down. The people would love him more than they love him. Okay? So he wanted to kill baby Jesus. Now these people from the east came, they didn't know a thing about that. So they came and asked King Herod, where was this Messiah? Where is he born? But now the king did not know. Then he called them in the inn and asked them, why are you looking for him? How have you known that he is born? Then they told him about the star. Okay? But then he told them, I will find out and then I will tell you. But now the king wanted to kill Jesus. Then one day when they were sleeping, God told them not, God had come unto them, and then they were told not to consult King Herod again. So they saw the same star that they had seen when the Messiah was born. So that star led them up to the place that Jesus was born. And who knows the prizes that they gave Jesus or the present? The first one was gold, myrrh, the frankincense. Okay?
Yes.
Exactly. So, when Jesus was born, so after that, when they came and saw that they came carrying so the first one was myrrh, the other one was frankincense. That is the spelling, okay?
Yes.
So after they went and saw baby Jesus, what happened? What happened? Who knows what happened? They worshipped, they kneeled and worshipped him. So they had come all that way from the east to come and see who? Baby Jesus. So they came and worshipped him. So in some questions, Jesus was born in where? Nazareth, Bethlehem. Jesus was born in. So the wise men came from there. Where did the wise men come from? The east, exactly. The dash was guided the wise men to the place Jesus was born. The star guided the wise men to the place where Jesus was. The wise men dashed baby Jesus. What did they do to baby Jesus? Yeah, exactly. The wise men worshipped
Baby Jesus.
So this was about the wise men. Now we come to the hometown of Jesus. I was teaching you that so that we connect with this other one. That is where I was asking you, where were you born in? Where were you born in? Where were you brought up in? You were born maybe in a hospital, and then where were you brought up in? Where have you always been living? Okay? That is the place where Jesus was living with his parents. And what did Joseph do? We said that Jesus lived in Nazareth. And then what was the occupation of Joseph? Occupation means the work that they were doing. What was he doing? He was a carpenter. There they lived with baby Jesus until baby Jesus did what? Grew? Grew what? Exactly. So the town of Jesus was Nazareth. It was in Galilee. Jesus lived here with his parents. Jesus grew, became big. He was strong and was very wise. Like in the Bible, in Luke chapter 2, verse 40. What does it say? Let us see. In Luke chapter 2, verse 40. When Jesus and Mary had finished doing all that was required by the law of the Lord, they returned to their hometown of Nazareth in Galilee. The child grew and became strong. He was full of wisdom and God's blessing upon him. Okay? So that Jesus grew in full wisdom. What do you understand by wisdom? What do you think wisdom is? Who is a wise person? That wise person is full of wisdom. Okay? Are we getting anything? Yes. So who is a wise person? Who is a wise person? Like in the act that we did about Solomon. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. That act shows that Solomon was a wise. He was a wise. Exactly. When he was brought up the case of the child, and he knew who was the mother. He was wise. He used his wisdom to identify who the mother was. You remember that?
Yes.
Exactly. So when you're wise, you always do you always do the right thing. You have wisdom. You are bright. You understand?
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So he was full of wisdom and God's blessings upon him. So when we go to 52, it says Jesus grew both in body, in wisdom, gaining favor with God and people. Let us repeat that one. Jesus grew Jesus grew both in body. What do you how do you understand by the term growth in body? Like now, whatever you eat, you grow like your feet. Okay? Are you the same feet you are in when you are born? The length, I mean the height. Are you the same height you are in when you are born?
No.
No. So that shows there is some growth. So you have grown up. Okay?
Yes.
Am I the same size that I was when I was in grade 3 myself? No. That means I have grown or grew up. Okay? Yes. So Jesus grew both in body. Jesus grew both in body.
Jesus grew both in body
and in wisdom. So wisdom is being wise. So like now, when I was in your age, am I thinking the same thing that I was thinking when I was in your age? Like crying, telling your mother, oh, the teacher has caned me a lot. I need to go to another school. Am I that person that I was in when I was in your age? No. And how about you? Crying every now and then, telling your parents that you want to do what? To suckle. Mom, sit down. I want to. You want to do what? To breastfeed. Do you do that right now? That shows that you have grew up, and also you have been bright. Okay?
Yes.
Or you've grown clever than you are when you were young. Crying everywhere, each and every time. Are you doing the same? Probably, yeah. You see, there are people who always cry, even up to date. Natasha. So, gaining favor with God. So, how do you gain favor? Favor means being loved by people. Okay?
Yes.
You're being loved by
people.
That is how Jesus grew up in his hometown. Where was his hometown? Nazareth. Let us write something short. No, don't write. You will write later. That is how the story of Jesus and his hometown was. Okay, that was where we were supposed to cover today, and then answer the question. So, in which town did Jesus live? Where did Jesus live? In
Nazareth.
Who lived with him? Who lived with Jesus? Mary and Joseph. Jesus dash as he grew up. Jesus became dash as he grew up. Became wise. That is what we were talking about. Wisdom. So, what do you like about your town? Which is your town first of all? Kirinyaga. What do you like about your town? Something you like about your town. Like Jesus, when he was growing up, he loved his town. That is why he enjoyed living in it. And then he used to help his parents. Maybe Joseph, mostly Joseph, by the carpentry. Okay? So,
Yes.
wow, what do you love about your hometown? You don't have anything you love about your hometown. Like now there was someone who was telling us about their place, how it was dry. Is ours dry? It looks green all over, isn't it?
Yes.
Don't you love it? Is that not one thing about your place that you love about it? Huh? How are the weather? Are the weather so sunny? Is it so sunny that you cannot bear the hotness? Huh? Is it so sunny? So we love for me, I love the climate, and then the nature which is green. Okay? How about yourself? How about yourself? You write for me then. You will write for me. You will?
Right.
So let us check on the Good Samaritan. The story of the Good Samaritan. This is what do you understand by the story of the Good Samaritan? Who knows something? When you're told you are a Good Samaritan, what are you? Exactly. Clap for him.
I nice one, a better one, and the sweet one. Congratulations!
The story in the Bible about the Good Samaritan shows that you are a good person and you love helping others. So like now in the first story, in the first picture in page 68, those are some friends. They are helping another friend who is hurt. Okay?
Yes.
Who is what?
Hurt.
Okay, are you a good Samaritan yourself? Maybe your friend has fell down and has hurt him or herself. What do? Do you just stay there and laugh? You laugh until you cry because they have fallen down. Like yesterday, I had a case of someone who had knocked someone on the eye, near the eye. What are you supposed to do? We have learned about the polite language, isn't it?
Yes.
If maybe you have hurt someone by mistake, are you supposed to be there telling them, you are not looking well the way you are going? Can you look the way, on the way, okay? Don't do what? Don't interfere with me when I'm running or I'm doing my thing. Are you supposed to use that language? No, you are supposed to be polite and say, oh my God, I'm sorry. Don't start quarreling with each other. That you are the one. No, it is you. No, it is. Are you living harmoniously, surely? No. So you should say sorry and apologize. And if you are capable, you can bring them to the teacher or you do the first aid. We have learned about first aid.
Yes.
So you should do them the first aid. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So now I want us to read about the Good Samaritan, and that's the story Jesus used to tell. These are the story and the parables that Jesus used when he was preaching. Are we together?
Yes.
Before then, there is this story of Prezzo and Kaka are friends. They were playing with a ball. Prezzo fell and hurt his leg. Kaka is sorry that Prezzo is hurt. Do you see how Prezzo or how Kaka is a good friend? He didn't just stand there to laugh until the tears come from the eyes. Okay? He was there to help him immediately when he fell down. He is so kind to Prezzo. We should be kind to ourselves. Are we kind to our friends? Not ourselves, but we should be kind to our friends. Are we kind to our friends?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So let us see the story that Jesus told about the Good Samaritan. And Jesus used stories for them to understand about the gospel. And I said, which were the gospel books? Which talks about the life, the birth and life of Jesus?
Luke and John.
Matthew?
Luke and John.
Exactly. Those are the stories that show or tell us how Jesus was born. And then what else? How Jesus grew. So, one day, once upon a time, there was that person who was beaten up by the robbers. Who knows that story? Who has ever had someone who was beaten up by the robbers and then left to maybe die or about to die? Who has ever heard of such or have ever encountered such? So one day there was that person who was beaten up by the robbers and then was maybe left to die. And when does that happen mostly? At night, evening, in the morning, daytime? When does it happen? Eh? Night. Mostly it happens at night in the cases that we have ever had. Okay? So he was beaten up by the robbers. So the following day, who do you understand? Who is a Levite? Who is a priest? This a Levite is someone who was working in a church. And who is a priest? This is the person who preaches to us the good gospel. So in the morning, a priest passed through. Maybe he was there singing. Maybe he was going while meditating the word of God, let me assume, with the Bible. Okay? So let me assume I'm the priest. I'm going to preach. I'm carrying a Bible like this. And then when I'm going and then I see someone who has maybe fallen down, what am I supposed to do as a priest? Or what is expected of me to do as a priest? To help somebody else, to take him or her to the hospital. What else? Maybe pray, okay? And the miracles happen. But what do you think this happened? The priest went and checked, you know, the moment that you see someone who has, maybe he is not conscious, you know, you don't know how to know whether he has died or he's still conscious. Conscious is to say someone is still alive, okay? So you don't understand. You should not touch them because of your brains. Maybe touch them when you have gloves, okay? Or call the police. Or call the doctor or the 911. Nowadays we call the 911 for an ambulance or what? Or for the police, isn't it?
Yes.
But this priest went and checked. Hey, who is this? What has happened? I cannot touch her. Let me go because I don't want this to be on me, okay? And then he left. Was that the good thing to do? No, actually. Then there came a Levite. A Levite is like someone who works in church. They were the people who were working in church those days. Now the Levite was coming. Maybe he was having that robe. Who has ever seen those Catholics with those lobes, white lobes? Yeah, exactly. Maybe I'm thinking, in my own thinking, he was wearing such kind of clothes. And then he was there going singing. Which song do you know? Which song do you know? Any song? No one knows a song because you don't go to church. Huh? Yeah, we have that one guy Muradimi. Now he was there going singing. And then he saw someone lying. Then, oh my God, what happened to him? I cannot touch him. Maybe he had a stick, let's say. He had a stick and then was like, is this alive? You know when you're doing someone like this, are you alive? Is this alive? You understand, eh? And then he could just go, I can't even bother, okay? But then this good Samaritan had good heart. And the Bible tells us that the good Samaritan was actually not from their language. So he was not familiar with the place. You understand that? So the good Samaritan came in and then he was on a horse. Because those days they used to travel on horses or those animals that are used for transport. Okay? Which are the animals used for transport? Maybe a donkey, horse, camel. We have anything else? So probably he was on a horse. And then when he was going, he saw that this man is actually hurt. Okay? And now maybe he understood how to know whether he's still breathing. And then he felt that he's still alive. He took the person, he took the person who was beaten up by the robbers. He put him on his horse, and then maybe drove or ride. You ride a horse, okay?
Yes.
They went to a nearby town. And then in that nearby town, he took care of him. He called the doctor who took care of that person until he was healed. That is how this good Samaritan did, okay? Then you are supposed to, according to the Bible, when you are good, when you help other people, like the story we learned about who? About the old man, exactly, about Elisha. You should not accuse other people when you see them on the road, okay? By the road, because they are old or they are beaten up or they look rubbish, you know, they are wearing leggings, those clothes that are torn everywhere. You should show respect to everybody. This same man showed compassion. What is compassion? Like, he's kind. He was kind. Ama, let us say, unamsikiria huruma. That is the meaning of compassion. He felt that compassion and then took the person to the nearby town because other people were just looking at him like this and then leaving. So he helped the man that was beaten by the robbers and then took him to a nearby town in a hotel. So he paid the money. He took out his money, paid it for, maybe, you know, when you book a hotel, who has ever traveled using maybe those far places, you've gone to book a hotel, you spend maybe a night in that place. What happens? The first thing in the morning, you have to order for tea, you have to eat, isn't it? And then this person you remember was sick, so he couldn't do anything for him or herself. It was him, for himself. He couldn't do anything for himself, okay? So what happened was he paid for the hotel, for that room, and also paid for a person who will be checking on him each and every now and then, how he is, cleaning the wounds. You know, when you're beaten up, you have some grazes, you have maybe some cuts, they have used some knives or something to pierce your skin. Have you ever seen such? Maybe in your TV, you know, you watch them in movies. And then there is a bump, you know, maybe he was knocked. And then there could be a bump, okay? So what happened was that he went and paid his own money and also paid for the person who will be checking his whereabouts, okay? So what does that show? Can you take out your own money for someone else, maybe health or something? Can you? You're saying that because you're just relying on your parents. You're just looking up onto them. You can. You can help. Yeah. So you be nice, respect one another, and also have, that is why in the Bible, maybe when you do something good, or you have ever gone to your parents and then, oh, a good Samaritan came today. You hear that we are using the word good Samaritan to show that you're being assisted by someone. Okay? So that's someone who has assisted you. We are using a word good Samaritan because this good Samaritan show what did he show? There? He showed the what? The art of being good, being kind. Every nice that comes with a good Samaritan, a kind person. You can share your things that you have. You can, Gloria, be in class. You can share the things that you have. You can also help each other without being hurt, without reminding them, I did this for you. You know this person that the Good Samaritan helped. They never knew each other. Maybe they were even not from the same town. So it was just a random person from somewhere who was going in his own way. But then, so it's important to help this person who was beaten up. So don't remind people when you've helped them that you are there reminding them, oh, I did this to you, so you should pay me back by this and this. You demand. You help them out of your good will from within your heart. Are we together? So you should not keep on reminding them, I helped you with a pencil. Why can't you help me with one? You understand, eh? So you should not like pay, it's not something you are supposed to be paid back. Are we together?
Yes.
Yeah, and also this person, he didn't know this man. So even if you meet someone outside there, maybe it's an elderly person, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to cast them. You get out of here bloody or baldy. Are you supposed to cast them?
No.
Are you supposed to go brushing off the shoulders? You know, brushing off shoulders. It's like, Linda, you knock someone like this and then you assume that, and then your friend tells you, can't you see you've knocked that person? He's the one who is not facing wherever he's going. Is that okay?
No.
Is that okay?
No.
Is that are you a good person? Are you even showing respect to the people that you don't know?
No.
No. Otherwise, if you do it while you don't know or unknowingly, stand first of all, take time to do what? To apologize. Okay?
Yes.
You apologize to them. So, I have not yet written anything on the blackboard. We will write from our books. So, the good Samaritan paid his own money, so you should help each other. Maybe it is your what? It is your strength, according to your uwezo. Okay?
Yes.
According to the capacity of your knowledge. Help one
Another.
may it that you know them. Don't see someone there that maybe a kid there lost because it's not from your school. You cannot help them out. Maybe they are going. You know yourself. You know how to cross these roads.
Yes.
Yeah. And then when you see another kid trying to go to the other side, you're there. He or she is not from your school. Let me just mind my own. No, you are supposed to help him or her. You're supposed to help them. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. To do what? To cross the road. Also, what else? When you see someone beating somebody else, let me not say somebody, but maybe a kid, they are fighting. What should you do? Should you run away or just stand there? Yes, beat them. Hey, he has done this and this. Knock him down. Are you supposed to say like that? What are you supposed to do? Yeah, you tell them to maybe stop fighting, and then or then you tell them to go. They will report to who? To the teacher, maybe tomorrow, or report to the parents. Something like that. So you should show compassion in every way. In every way. So we will write from our books. But then, how do you show kindness to your friends? How do you show kindness? I have already explained many things. Many other things that I've explained. How do you show kindness? That kindness, to show kindness. What do you understand by the term kindness? Being kind to each other. Yeah, you are worrying about. You are worrying about them, about their whereabouts. Oh, you don't have a pencil. Just have mine. I've finished my work. Have mine, and then after you finish, you do what? You return. That is worrying about their maybe whereabouts or worrying about them. Okay? Yes. What else are you supposed to do? 3 ways you're supposed to show kindness to your friends. How are you supposed to show kindness? How do you show kindness yourself? apologize and say thank you when you are given something? Apology is when you say sorry. I have done this by mistake. I'm very sorry. That is an apology. Okay? Yeah. But when you are given something, just say thank you. Okay? Yeah. And who has shown kindness? Is it you or the one who has given you something? No, the one who has given you something is the one that is. So, the art of sharing. Okay? You have shared with them what you don't or what they don't have. Okay?
Yes.
So, the first art of kindness is sharing with your friends. The other one? You're raising your hand. The art of kindness, like the one we see in the story, in the Bible story about the Good Samaritan. One another. You should not fight or quarrel with one another. So the man was going from Jerusalem to where? Where was the Good Samaritan going? He was going from Jerusalem to Jericho, not Jericho. It is Jericho. That is sound good. So he was beaten by. So this man was coming from Jerusalem to Jericho. On his way, that is when he encountered who? Who beaten him? So he was beaten by the robbers. So the Dutch Samaritan put a bandage on his wounds. The who? Samaritan. The good Samaritan. And the term Samaritan means that this person was coming from Samaria. That is why, like now you are a Kenyan. I'm a Kenyan because I come from. If I am an American, I come from. Exactly. So this person was from Samaria. He was termed good because he showed compassion or kindness to this person in that he did not know him. What else? God is happy when we are dashed to the other people. Is God angry? God is? Is God sad when you help other people?
No.
No. Does he get angry with you? No. He is actually happy when you do what? You help one another or you help other people. So there is another story that shows the art of kindness, that is in Luke chapter 10 verse 34. Do you see that in our page?
Yes.
Luke 10:34. Luke chapter 10 verse 34. It says, he went over to him, poured oil and wine on his boots. Exactly, this is the parable. It's not another story, but it's that parable of the Good Samaritan. A teacher of the So there was once a man who was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when robbers attacked him, stripped him and beat him up, leaving him half dead. That's what I explained, isn't it? So it so happened that the priest was going down that road, but when he saw the man, he walked on by on the other side. So he just saw him and then he went by the other side. Ile kumuondokea, okay?
Yes.
Going away from that person. So the other part is saying, same way, a Levite also came along, went over and looked at the man, and then walked on by on the other side. So he went and looked at him, and then went by on the other side. So, but a Samaritan who was traveling that way, Samaritan was that person who was not even a Samaria. He had come from another place. Like now when you come from, let's say from Madeira. Do you know people who are living here? Does they even know that you exist in this place? Eh? No, they don't. They are not aware. But then when he saw this person who was hurt, he helped him. He helped him. So, who was that way came upon the man, and when he saw him, his heart was filled with pity. He was filled with pity. Ila huruma, pity. Okay, that compassion. He felt. He felt compassionate. He went over to him and poured oil and wine on his wound. In the time, because there were no hospitals, they used the wine. When you have a cut, they use the wine to pour it on the wounds so that you get healed quickly, or so that they get healed quickly. The other part is and bandage them. What is to bandage? When you are bandaged. Exactly, that thing that you are afforded in case of any cut, okay? You are folded, and we have them in our office, isn't it? Yes. For first aids. So those are the white thing that you are tied on the place where you have a wound. That is a bandage. So he bandaged them. So whenever maybe this man had some wounds over here, the cheeks, on the heart, maybe, he was beaten up by the robber, so maybe he had many wounds in his body. So this good Samaritan, did what? He poured the wine and then the oil. What is the oil? It's like a jelly, yeah? Yes. You understand, eh? Yes. But now in that liquid form. He poured the oil on those places where this man had what? Wounds. Exactly. Then he put the man on his own animal. I told you that they used the animal to do what? To travel. And took him to an inn. To an inn is maybe inside a house, okay? Into an inn. He took out 2 silver coins and gave them to the innkeeper. This is the hotel where he checked in. So he went and paid for the hotel. Take care of him, he told the innkeeper. So by this, he had rented the what? Maybe the room, and also paid for the services that this person could be attended to, okay? Yes. The other thing is, and when I come back this way, I will pay you whatever else you spend on him. So probably this person was maybe going in his own, let's say he had some meeting somewhere, he had gone to do his own things. Now, because he had seen him, he went and paid the innkeeper or the hotel keeper, or maybe that's the hotel manager, and then went to finish up his things that he was doing, okay? Or he was off to that day. Then when he was coming back, he told him that I will pay you whatever else you spend on him. The moment he will come. This was a story that Jesus was giving. So he asked, in your opinion, which one of these 3 acted like a neighbor? Who is a neighbor? Who are in the midst of that, or between those 3 men? Who acted as a neighbor? Who acted as a neighbor to you? I'm asking between the priests and the what? There was the priest, the Levite, and the good Samaritan. Who acted as a good neighbor? The good Samaritan. So the neighbor doesn't mean it is just that person that you are seated next to. Because you may have some problem and someone from outside will do what? Will come and help you, okay? So a neighbor is that person who is ready to help you whenever you are in need. Like Like in need, what do I say? What do I mean by when I say in need? In need means when you are most needed, you come along. Being that neighbor, you come along when you are needed the most. Maybe I have a problem that I need some money and you have. So when you give me or you help me with that amount of money, I will be happy and I am that friend in now, and you are that neighbor that comes whenever you are needed. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So now that is it for today. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.